Luke and Susie with you for Faith, Family, Culture. And Luke, end of year, we have 3 children and they all bring...
It's funny, we had 3 children at the start of the year as well, Suze.
They all bring bag loads of stuff home at the end of the year. And I've just been cleaning out the walk-in robe, which is where I've got some storage space. And I've got a stack of other school stuff in there. So we're coming to Little Miss Organised for some advice today, Luke.
Stuff, school stuff everywhere? Is
stuff,
that
stuff, school stuff everywhere.
All right. Well, let's it may not be spring, but let's do some spring cleaning.
Spring cleaning, it's a sick, disgusting job. Sick, disgusting job. Sick, disgusting job. But it's gotta get done.
Bonnie Black is Little Miss Organised and helping us sort through all the school stuff today. How you going, Bonnie?
I'm well. How are you two?
Yeah, good.
Awesome.
There's school stuff galore. There's art projects. There's school stationery coming back home.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Rubbish bin.
Oh, ouch, harsh. All that hard work and effort just thrown straight into the bin. How could you?
I'm sorry. I'm not a horrible person, Bonnie.
Yes, but your children might think so. And I think the first thing that we actually need to do when all that stuff comes home from school is sit down and celebrate with our child. Spend that 10, 20, 30 minutes, get them to open up all their books and to show you what are the things that you're proud of this year. What are the stories that you've written, the drawings that you've done. Show me what you really want to celebrate and just spend that time honouring their achievements because it's been a pretty hard year.
Yeah, I'll say. Yeah, and they do. They work really hard on these things. And I think that's a beautiful place to start, just to actually take some time and look at it and care about the work that they've done.
Absolutely, because they have spent all year long struggling through, learning new things, overcoming challenges. And if we just dismiss it and put it all in a box and say, yep, we'll deal with that one day, that actually doesn't stop and appreciate the effort that's gone in. And even if you've had like a rough year and your child hasn't put as much effort in as you would like, they still need to be validated and know that you love them, that you appreciate them, and that it's unconditional. It doesn't matter whether they got an A or a D.
Then you've done that. What do you do with it?
So then you get them to pick and you work out what your number is. So for me, I usually say half a dozen at max, and that could be a range of, drawings or stories or things like that. More of the creative side of things is usually the way to go rather than, the 100 times tables or the spelling list from each week or something like that, something that shows a little bit more creativity. And get them to pick that half a dozen to 12 pages and either take a photo, scan it in, tear those pages out and pop them into something like an expander file where you've got one little slot for each year. So at the end of their schooling, you can say, here's all those half a dozen things from each year that were really special and important to you. So you've got like a snapshot of each school year.
So normally Little Miss Organised stops us from hoarding stuff and keeping stuff stored that we don't need. But on this, you're saying keep some stuff. So how much is too much? When does it stop being this nice memorabilia and become just stuff?
When everything is special, then nothing is special.
That's right. So in the rubbish bin is where we're going to put all
Luke
the...
No. So the whole point of that is to go narrow and deep rather than wide and shallow. So when you're picking just that handful of half a dozen pages, that shows, okay, this is the snapshot of my best efforts for 2020. And then you can look over each year progressively, prep all the way through to grade 12 and go, okay, this is the snapshot for each year. This is how I grew with my writing, with my creative drawing, things like that. So even though organising is about getting rid of the things that we don't need, there is definitely a place for sentimentality in our lives.
See, Susie's always just says I hoard power electrical cords, and I can now just go, no, I've just saved the most special half a dozen from every year of my life, and there they are. Sentimental,
hey, that's totally fine, but that means there's going to be other collections that you have that Susie can say, well, which is more important to you, Luke, your power cord collection or your tie collection?
All right.
Yes,
well, we need to go before you elaborate too far. On that.
I love that. I think that's a great way to handle the end of year, and it means we're not too cluttered, but we do have the memories there. Beautifully done, Little Miss Organised. Bonnie Black, thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.